So friends, I'm not a person who typically does unboxing videos. Let me kind of put this back over here for a minute. But this just came in from BH Photo. This is the box it came in. The box is big. Take it out and show you what it is. So I'm going to show you this. That's the new Sony A6600. And I just got the body only. Now, I'm here to tell you. So why did I go ahead and get a 6600? I've got a 6400, I've got a 6500. Honestly, for one reason, well, a couple reasons. First of all, I shoot all my professional video, all the stuff that I do that really pays money on the Sony stuff. I just really like these cameras. I like the look of what I get with these. I like shooting in 100 megabyte per second mode, and the video always just looks great. Clients love it. It's easy to edit, and it's easy, it looks good when I color grade it. So I thought I'd just open this up and show you what you get. Other people have done this, people that they shipped them out to earlier. Sony, I don't like it when people do that. But, you know, the Sony sends stuff out to, I guess they're big dogs, try to promote this stuff ahead of time. Totally cool with that, but why not give the same opportunity to the little guy like me, right? So it comes with some paperwork, and I'll go through all that. This is just the safety stuff and all. And but I'm gonna tell you those reasons why. First of all, or second of all, that's what comes in the box. Here's your strap, and there's your charger. You charge it for the, I guess for the battery or for the camera. I guess you have to charge the battery inside the camera. That is a bigger battery that I'm used to having for the Sony. It's a different kind they've got now. It lasts a lot longer. Don't think there's anything else in that little portion right there. Here is the camera body itself. So I already have the lenses, a number of lenses. So why did I think it was worth investing? Nothing else in the box. In this little baby? Well, a couple reasons. Like I say, people love the way that it looks. Secondly, this one has image stabilization, which whether people rag on it or not, whether they say it's worth it or not, I think it's pretty good. It's not great. You know what I wish? I wish the people with Sony, from Sony and GoPro get together, or anybody in GoPro, because GoPro's new hyper smooth stuff with that Hero 8, I'm actually shooting this on a Hero 8, is just fantastic. I wish the same kind of stabilization in Hero 8 was in this, but this is pretty good image stabilization. I'll say this, you do not have it in the 6400. I just make very careful moves. I even still shoot a whole lot of handheld shots with the 64, but the 6500, when I know that I'm going to be in a place where I'm going to make a little bit of movements and stuff, then I usually go to the 6500. But for long form videos, let's say you want to shoot more than 20 minutes, and sometimes I've got, like next week, I've got a Christmas pageant I'm supposed to shoot for some folks, and I'm sure I'll have to do two cameras for about 45 minutes. The 6500 would always overheat. The 6400 does not. And so this new one, the 6600, does not as well. And so that's one thing, you know, you want to know that you can depend on your camera and it will not overheat. The 6500, sometimes 20, 25 minutes into a long shoot, let's say I'm doing a concert or something, or maybe 30 minutes, and it will just get hot and shut right off. And people know about it, people who own these. That's not good. So this new one does not. I have to say, this feels much more substantial in a way. I do like the bigger grip. A lot of people talk about the bigger grip, and they say that it's good, and I think that it is. Still, yeah, you got your record button right here. I still wish that record button were someplace a little different, maybe. I still haven't figured out where. I haven't learned what this is for yet. I guess it's just, that's not a button, is it? Looks like one, doesn't it? Doesn't seem to be a button. So, the 6400 actually has a little bit better image quality than the 6500, just the way it handles light, I think. So this has the upgraded sensor too, like the 6400. So basically it's like either a 6500 that shoots a little bit better video and photos, and then also doesn't overheat and has a much longer battery life. That battery is supposed to go for a long time. And what's the other feature? Well, you know, you got your optical stabilization, which it did have in 6500, but that's why I'm going with this baby. And like I say, I've never had every client has always been impressed with the way it looks. Now, there are other cameras that shoot 4K, and they're probably even less expensive than this, but I will say this, other than the overheating issue, I've never had a single problem with my Sonys. And I went away from Sony for a while, went to Nikon. I've done different cameras. I've used Canon camcorders, which are almost obsolete now. But this gives me the best of both worlds. I've got great lenses for shooting photos and videos. So I'm not going to do examples tonight. This is just opening it up, taking a look at it, making sure it looks like it's okay, make sure everything's in there, because I got to shoot with this very soon. And yeah, let's go ahead and take the battery out. What the heck? Ah, this way. Okay. So it's like the other one that goes in there. It goes this direction. You can see which way the little pieces are there and how it is on the inside. Okay. And so now it's got a bit of charging to do, don't I? Sometimes I plug these little things up to the wall, and I usually put them in the camera bag. I've got all kinds of different things to charge from over here on the table. So I'll either use this or I'll not. May just plug it into something else. But then over here on this side, typically, now watch this not work the way I think it's going to. Yeah, it will. Here's the place where you plug your USB cable up and you charge from there. Now the other feature that this thing has that, right there's where it goes in. I'll not plug it up just this very moment. The other thing that this has that you know, hasn't been the typical thing from Sony is it does have a swing up viewer. That was the other thing I didn't like from the 6500, is you had no way to monitor it from the front if you wanted to vlog with it. But now you do it that way. Still doesn't swing out to the side, which some people prefer that. But that's not terrible. You know what would be good, and this is something to throw out to Sony for vloggers. It'd be cool if you could make this into a teleprompter, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be cool if you flip this up and instead of just seeing yourself in there and the way it's framed up, you could do it and you could run a teleprompter program on that and read off that. Of course, I never use a teleprompter, but I work with people who do, who absolutely need to have every single word written out. And so sometimes I'm shooting the video and that's just the way that it has to be. So there you go. That is the Sony A6600, brand new, and I will definitely show you some shots in the next week or so that I've shot with this. I'll do some walking around. I'll show you how the stabilization works, just how the photos themselves look, and also give you some nice video examples, some nice 4K stuff. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like.